guys, with Legion GP here, back in with another video. In today's video, I'm going over my setup for day one Vault of Glass, standard and challenge mode. What I'm going to the raid on Saturday the 22nd at 1 p.m. Yeah, I'm super excited. Vault of Glass is my favorite raid in the entire history of Destiny. I love Vault. I have probably well over 1,000 clears just because I enjoyed playing it. And obviously I'm going for the day one to get that cool emblem and hopefully get my chance at getting a God Roll Fatebringer and of course the Vex Mythic class. So getting just right into the setup, probably going to be running Stasis, or I'm going to be running my Will of Radiance, obviously, depending on the encounter and also depending on what my teammates are going to be running. I actually don't have a raid team quite yet, but as of right now, I think for the most part running Stasis because it's so good in PvE. For the weapons, actually we'll do armor first. For the armor, obviously just the standard Masterwork legendary gear. I'm also running the Transversive Steps because this is just one of those exotics you don't really know when you have it on, but when you take it off, you really notice it. You're so much faster. Be able to reload all your stuff's really cool, and I got a pretty decent roll on it, so it's very nice. As far as my mods go, I'm not running a Warmind Cell build because I guess I could, but I don't feel I want to kind of focus on this right here, but we'll get into that in a second. So I'm running a Argent Ordnance and Blast Radius build with Supercharged. So I have 3 stacks of Argent Ordnance, which is 35% increase to my rocket launcher damage, and then Blast Radius lets me get stacks of Charge of Light if I get multi-kills with the Salvage Salvo, which is super easy. So this is synergy, and this is really, really cool. The only problem with this build is it doesn't stack with weapons, so the 35% you're going to be having is kind of negated if you have weapons of light bubble. But for solo encounters with places that don't have bubble, kind of like, you know, if Templar, you don't always have a bubble, even parts of Gatekeeper, maybe even Atheon, or I guess Atheon you always have a bubble, but like Gatekeeper and stuff like that, you won't always have a bubble, or inside the portals, you won't have a weapons of light bubble. So having this little, you know, cute thing right here doing 35% more damage on top of its already insane DPS is going to be great. So that's obviously the mods I'm running right now. Going into my weapon build, I'm using the Chroma Rush. This thing's taking over Destiny World right now. Everybody's been using this thing, especially with the anti-berry auto. This thing is just so much fun to use. I love the design of the splicer weapons. And I got my favorite roll really on. I got steady rounds. I could have had a better one here. It's okay. Small bore. Then I have subsistence and rampage. Obviously they buff subsistence with this most recent update, so it is absolutely insane to have on like all of your weapons. Kills that regen a little bit, or put a little bit more ammo in the magazine, so you can just kind of keep on shooting. And rampage just helps you kill all the small tier ads, all the trash mobs. And then I have minor spec to help that even more. So this thing's just insane. Go out and get this roll, or just get this gun in general. It's so good. Energy, obviously the Salvage Salvo. You really can't beat this weapon. I'm running Chain Reaction in demo because I like kind of rotating in and out of grenades. I'll show my super build here in a second. Although having a constant flow of stasis, this is going to help. Other than that, I could run pretty much anything else here except for the Null Composure. This thing sucks. And then for the heavy, I'm running, of course, the Deathbringer exotic rocket launcher. They just added the catalyst in Season of the Splicer. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos on this thing, but it is literally insane. I think one mag you can get well over 1,000 or 1,000,000 damage, and that's without any buffs. So just by itself, no buffs and no reserves, you can get well over 1,000,000 damage. So plus all the 35% increase, plus I have a few reserves here. It's literally insane. It's so much fun to use. It's so easy to use, and it just shreds any boss. And for bosses like Atheon and other bosses like that, it will shred, and it's insane. And I think that's really about it. I guess I can go ahead and show my super build real quick. I'm running Healing Rift, obviously. I'm running Strafe Glide. You can run Burst or Strafe. It's kind of up to you. Obviously Penumbra Blast. I'm running Cold Snap. You could run any of these grenades. They're all really good, but Cold Snap I just want to use because it's like basically a guaranteed freeze. My aspects, I'm running the Glacial Harvest, which is where you freezing targets will have the shards kind of spawn around them, and I'm running the Ice Flare Bolts. The other one, I don't love the other two, but it's fine. So getting to my fragments, I'm running Hedrons because it is just insane for all weapon damage. It's another buff you can have on top of your 35% increase to weapon damage with the Argent Ordnance for Deathbringer. So you freeze somebody, have your stacks of light, and you just rain hell on basically any like boss you shoot at. Next up we have the Whisper Shards, which is, I do it for pretty much for the resilience. but it also helps getting your grenade back, which is also super nice. I also have the Whisper Bonds because I like stasis, so I constantly have a flow of super. Unfortunately, you're taking a hit to the discipline and intellect, but you know, that's okay. It's not too terrible, especially considering I'm running 73 intellect build, and my discipline's fine. But with this, with this one, I'm also kind of constantly recycling grenade energy, and I'm also running the demolitionist, so I don't actually need that much discipline, which is helpful. Then I have the Whisper of Conduction, which is going to track all stasis shards near you, plus 10 resilience and plus 10 intellect. So I freeze somebody with my melee, I get all the shards back, you basically have my melee back. Freeze somebody with my grenade, kill all of them, get my grenade energy back from killing them, and also collect the shards from killing them, so I get just basically a constant reflow of my stasis abilities. And on top of that, every frozen enemy I get super energy. So it is, I'm really liking this build right now. It's great. If you like stasis, this is one of the builds I'd recommend because it's just a constant flow of having stasis. And if you like using rocket launchers, of course, Archer Ordnance and Blast Radius. Blast Radius is huge because everyone is going to be using grenade launchers, whether it's the Ignition Code or the Deafening Whisper or the Salvager Salvo. Everyone's going to be using grenade launchers. So Blast Radius is, in my opinion, is the best. What's it called? Charger Light mod? What are they called? A Charger Light mod, just because you can constantly get Charger Light. And I think that's going to be kind of it. I think the next video on the channel is going to be kind of an overview of what I got from my day 1 Vaulted Glass Clear. So look for that on probably Saturday night, maybe even Sunday. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.